for the specialty programs at Weatherhead. So that's the finance program, the operations research supply chain program, and the business analytics program. So you all who join in today could be from any of those programs, and that's great. All of your questions have some overlap in some context, so I'm sure that one question is very broad and general enough to cover other programs, but there might be some specific questions too. And also, I have two of my graduate assistants today, two students from the business analytics program. Randa, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about you.
Yes, I'm Randall, so I'm currently a student of Business Analytics program, and I majored in statistics for my bachelor degree. So currently I'm also the graduate assistant for this program, and I have already received the internship offer from Cleveland Clinic, and I will work for them in the business intelligence department from this May to August.
Yay! Congrats, by the way.
Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, Yuja, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Yuja Gu. I am also a business analytics student. I don't have any internship yet.
You will. So perfect. Okay, so like I said, there's no script. There's really nothing planned. This is just a chance for you guys who are joining us to kind of talk to Yuja and Rando and I about any questions, student life, Cleveland, the program, what it's like to be here. Do you need a car? What's the weather like? Today's a beautiful day, by the way. I'm excited for today. It's very, very sunny. I'm excited.
Right.
So what kind of questions do you guys have? Feel free to kind of wave your hand. There's a chat feature where if you'd want to type in your question instead, that's perfectly fine. But feel free to either unmute yourself or wave so I can unmute yourself, and we'll go from there. Lily, I think you're unmuted. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. My first question is that I saw you have a 3 time frame in this program. That is, you have.
Can I interject real quick? When you ask your question, can you let us know what program you're applying to? Because I think that'll help us understand your question.
Yes, I applied business analysis.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You have 3 time frame to choose. You have 11 months program, and also has 11 months program that allows a summer internship, and 16 months program. So what's the difference between this program?
Really nothing. The biggest difference is when you start. And maybe I guess technically when you finish. Otherwise, they're the exact same program. In fact, those students that start in the summer will join with those that start in the fall to make a full cohort. So like part of the classes are going to be split just based upon the time you start. So the 11-month one, the one that these 2 GAs are a part of right now, you started in July, you plan on the 11-month program, and you'll graduate in May. Now they have an opportunity where if they get an internship secured before, I think, is it specifically February 1st or just February in general?
It was just like a registration deadline for the next graduation commencement. Okay. So it's like February 9th or something.
Okay. So sometime in February, wherever the registration date is, if you secure an internship like Rando has, you can apply to extend your education here by an extra semester. So you would graduate in the end of the summer. So he can then take the time to be here for that internship while being a student here. Otherwise, he would have graduated in May. So that would be an 11-month plan. If he stays for the summer, takes that internship, it's kind of like a year-long plan. And then he'll graduate in August. But now new this year that these two didn't have an opportunity for is a fall start date. So the fall start date is now the exact same program. Again, you'll join with the summer when you start your courses, and you'll graduate a year and a half later. So that gives you a fall program to split your time. You'll just graduate the following December, and you'll have that summer also available for an internship as well.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, I know we just launched that this year, so people are still having, some confusion about it, but really there's no difference of the structure. The classes are the same, the credit hours are the same. There's really nothing else different other than really kind of when you start and when you end. The cool thing is that now we have more opportunities for internships. So you can always get an internship, at any time, but we have a designated time now for an internship, which is the summer, which helps, students so you're not overwhelmed with work and studying as well. So perfect. All right. More people are joining us. Yay. Just want to remind everyone, if you can put your first and last name on there so I know who you are, that'd be great. All right. Awesome. Lily, do you have any other questions?
Yes. And another question is that, do you think the course that you are taking is very helpful for you to find an internship, or that you can actually use the knowledge you have learned in your class to use them in your actual work?
What course are you talking about? The program in general?
Yeah, the program in general.
Why don't you guys answer this question since you're going through the program? How do you think the program is setting you up for your future?
So basically, I haven't started my actual work now, so I cannot tell 100% that my courses will be applied to the actual work. But honestly, I can tell you our courses is trying to simulate the real world business scenarios to help to understand what are you going to do for your future work. So basically, all of the courses are helpful for me to understand better how the model works, how theoretical knowledge can be applied to the practical business practice. So basically, I believe all courses are covered programming languages or marketing analytics, model building, validation, or some other critical things that you will be used in the future. So basically for me, I believe that those courses are very helpful for me.
Yeah, also for me, I think the programming language are kind of a good thing for us to learn. And also the learning skill is also another thing that we have to learn among all the courses, because the things that we learn right now, maybe we won't use that years later. So the learning skills is the thing that all the professors that want you to learn.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough question since they haven't really completed everything, but yeah, the structure of the programs really will help you to learn a lot of different programming basics. And what's useful about that is kind of once you know a handful of how these things differentiate and how these things function, it's really easy to transition into different products. And truth be told, the employer, if they use one specific program and maybe if it isn't something that you spent a lot of time on in the program, they will still teach you how to use that program in the job. They're going to train you for your job. So you will just have the basic skills to pick up on those details a little bit better from a broad kind of, but also specific kind of way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. What other questions do you guys have? This is great. Keep going. All right. Anybody else? All right. Juan, go ahead and ask your question. Thanks for joining us.
She's still muted.
Oh, there, I got you.
Hello.
Yep. Good morning.
Okay.
Or good evening.
I have a question about this program. My primary concern about this program is the location, because I heard that the Cleveland is not a good place to find an internship or job. So could you give me more information about how can I get some internship in this city?
Well, let me just say before these two jump in, you heard wrong. Can I just brag for a minute, because I know I do this a lot, and I think I have to, because I'm from Cleveland. I'm a native Clevelander, and I love this city, and it could not be more thriving right now. There are so many possibilities between jobs, internships, careers, to even just things to do. And I want these two to kind of talk a little bit more about their experiences. One having an internship, one not, doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities around. But I definitely want these two to kind of talk to you about all the resources that we have for our students that I don't think other schools really have, to make us a little bit more unique and helpful. And then I can talk a little bit more about the broader global side of it. But why don't you guys kind of talk about your experiences so far and what you have as resources to help you get there?
So basically, the first thing that I want to mention in this program is because we have a really small size of program. So the professor or the faculties can really focus many resources on us. So as far as we attended this program, we have received like 4 to 5 rounds of internal references to possible internship positions in summer or for future full-time employment. So basically we have like we have 2 international students who have already received an internship offer, and there are few local students who has already been working as internship for now. So I mean that it is very rare for a business analytics program to have that kind of resources to have your internship references. And also I believe that Cleveland has a very strong industries of biology and medicine and manufacturing and some finance industry. So if you are interested in that industries, Cleveland could have many opportunities for you.
Okay.
Yep. And share a little bit about who Matt Maloney is. I think everyone needs to know who he is and how he helps you.
Yeah, Matt Maloney is our director. So he takes charges of all the connections that you will have for you with the previous for you and with the alumni or with any faculties with the local companies that you have. So basically, if you are a very kind of heated discussion with him, you talk to him very frequently, that he can know you well, that he will recommend you for many kind of companies. So we have a students, international Chinese students. So she talks to Matt a lot. So Matt is recommending her to Chase Bank. So she's now in the second round of the interview for the marketing department. And there are also several students have already just taken an interview from Marcus Thomas, a marketing analytics company, a local company that we have, and they are all international students, international Chinese students. So currently they haven't got the results so far, but I guess they will be like in a week. And there will be like 4 students attended the interview, and I think that 2 of them will be selected.
Hey, Yuja, talk a little bit about the mentorship program that you guys have.
The mentorship program is that each of us will assigned to a mentor that who has already worked in some like big companies, and then we got together and we I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, you basically just like you sign to a mentor, and he or she will help you with or your questions or like resume or every questions that you will have, your mentor will help you out, I think. Randall, do you want to add something?
So I feel like they are all the previous alumni of Weatherhead. So the mentor will help you like guide you in all the way to have the questions that you have through your career. So he or she will invite you to his company and to see what his life is, what is the ordinary day of her work, and we will also host some like connection party that we will gather all the mentees and mentors together. That allows people to have more social connections, and you will be able to meet all of the mentors and mentees. And if you're interested in a specific mentor, that you can also connect her. I believe, we would like to, the faculties would like to see a circumstances that if you're having much conversation or connection with the mentor, so basically your mentor will be likely to refer you to an internship in his or her own company, so that will increases your opportunity to get an internship as well. Probably that's all.
Thank you.
And to add on top of that too, I also want to talk about that we have, every school has a career management office. It goes without saying, every school has one. However, Weatherhead has its own dedicated CMO. So what that means is this is a facility dedicated exclusively to our Weatherhead graduate students. So they're not working on finding jobs for lawyers or teachers or science majors or anything like that. They are strictly for our management school. And the benefit of that is they're focused in on categories of businesses around what you want. So Matt Maloney works with the CMO to talk about opportunities for you guys to improve language skills, work on your resume, do mock interviews, all of these different things that help you. There's a lot of different sets of soft skills that you may not have for a variety of reasons. You're inexperienced with it, it's a different culture, it's a different area of past experiences. And so what they do is really help refine you for what the job market is like, at least in America. So your resume looks the right way, you have the correct information on it, you know how to look and dress and act for interviews. They have career fairs, they have lots of different opportunities that they host. And they're also a valuable resource that you can utilize with Matt Maloney. Plus, again, Rando mentioned the class size is really small, so the faculty get to know you. They also provide resources as needed. And that's a great one-on-one relationship. And then the fact that you get individually paired with a mentor, and the mentor should be guiding you throughout your journey here. You know, I feel like I'm forgetting a bunch of other things, but these are all factors that really should disillusion the idea that Cleveland is at all a small place. It is not. The huge benefit of coming here is you have all of these resources, and again, I don't think a lot of schools have what we have outside of maybe one career management office for everyone. They don't have Matt Maloney. They don't have an individual dedicated team member strictly to help our students with employment opportunities in their field. They don't have a mentorship program on our level, you know, that kind of thing. So we have alum that stretch all over the world, and we actually have a lot in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Texas is another area where a lot of our alumni are, and New York for the financial people out there. So just because you're not studying in a place that screams, you know, millions and millions of people, feel grateful you're not competing with as many people for the same jobs, because you'll do that even more so at larger cities. And you're saving money because it's not expensive to live here either. It's really affordable. Once you get your education, once you get your experiences, then go travel, then go figure out where you want to go to find the job you really want. And then you'll be that much better prepared for all of that in life. And that's essentially what all of our alum do. They then, a lot of them find local jobs because of course, Cleveland, we know Cleveland, but we can let you guys go anywhere. You're not tied to Cleveland just because you study here. We want you to expand and go abroad. So I hope that kind of gives you a lot more context as to the different things that we have to kind of show you Cleveland's not that small. And whoever's telling you there aren't opportunities, they're wrong. So I just want you to know that there's so many opportunities. And I guess I'm just really proud of my city and I want to brag about it. So sorry, I kind of rant a little bit about Cleveland.
That's fine.
But excellent question. All right. I saw Jean, you had a question? Sorry if I'm not saying the right names right.
Oh, it's me. I have a problem about the curriculum because I find the schedule is more about the business. and I major in financial statistics. I think if you want to be professional in business and analytics, you should master more technical skills. And I find some popular statistical software like Python, or there are less relevant classes about this. So I think it should be if there are more lessons about the relevant statistic softwares. That's my question.
Another perception question.
So basically, the most common software that we are using in our daily courses are includes Excel, R, SPSS, SQL, Python, and SARS. I cannot tell like SQL or I cannot say SQL and Python are we the most often used, but we have workshop for them. So basically, we will have two separate workshop, one for SQL in the first half, and the Python workshop for the second half that we are already taking. We are currently taking now. But basically, we are trying to use. We're trying to open, like, give you some basic knowledge and experiences for you to have, like R. And SPSS and Python that you can learn it by yourself in your spare time, because you can't rely on the courses to make you become a master of Python or R. So you have to like put your endeavor in that in your spare time to make you mastering that. And also that the R and Python has many kinds of styles that you can choose from, because like for a programming language, as a programming languages, it can do many things. So for like software developer or marketing analytics, the skills that they're using Python is definitely different. So you have to choose what you're going to do and what you like to do with Python that you can learn in your spare time. So our courses provide the basic analytics skills, a basic analytics programming languages knowledge for you to understand that. So, and during our class courses, we're trying to lower down the barrier of programming language that you can focus on the analytic skills. We use a lot of like modeling. We use a lot of techniques of model building and interpretations in a business sense in a business world, because we believe that in the practical business world, if you just can build a model, it doesn't tell anything, but you have to tell a story about it, like how you build a model and how the model can be applied to the real world, and how is your model going to affect your business model and make some profit from it. So that is the core of our courses that help to teach you how to tell a story in the terms of an analytics. So
yeah, you got to keep in mind this is just a year-long program, or year and a half, but essentially it's all, very short-term program. I wish I could tell you that yes, you're going to be extremely proficient in every single programming language you'll learn, but that's not the reality, and many schools aren't long enough to give you that. So as Rando said, a lot of this stuff is just to get you going with a basic understanding of this, but you will need to spend more time to be as proficient as possible on your own. And we do provide workshops, we do provide extra seminars, and a lot of different extra things for our students to take advantage of, most of it free of charge. I think maybe all of it free of charge. So you can definitely do more, and that's on you. But all in all, this is a skilled program to help you build the strength of being a business person. So you need to understand how the financial world works and how the marketing world works. And so that way, when you're in a boardroom with all of these different team members and you said, here's my idea, and the financial guy goes, here's how we can implement it financially, you understand that. And you can also speak the language of what you're talking about, so they're not like, what? I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense. So there's a lot more important skill sets that you'll learn within this type of program that may not be as apparent and may not be as attractive, but will make you overall much more successful in a management corporate field than if you were to say just crunching numbers and simply, running the facts. So consider that it's just a little bit more of a well-rounded program to give you that general, kind of all in all education. But we will definitely help you with extra specifics if you want to learn more. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. These are great questions. And I see Joyo had her hand raised, but I don't see you and you're muted, but you're welcome to ask your question if you want to unmute your camera. And then if you want to type in the chat feature, you're welcome to do that too. So I'll go ahead and lower your hand, but let me know if you want to chat in your question so we can help you out.
Yeah, hi.
Oh,
so can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
That's great. So I'm actually on the road, so I just not starting my video.
Okay.
So my question was that I saw that the prerequisite was one of the prerequisite was also the calculus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So over here I have actually done a lot of courses with regards to the engineering. We had engineering mathematics.
Okay.
During my other and things like that. So this is kind of included. But I would definitely want to hear from you is that what's specific in calculus or any specific thing that you're looking for, so that in the meanwhile, I'll ensure that through some online programs or something I can equip myself.
Okay, so
that's what I was looking for.
Okay, so you faded in and out a little bit, but I think I got the gist of your question, which is basically what are the things we're looking for by having the calculus prerequisites? I think the students will be easier to answer because they're the ones that actually take the class to know what kind of forms of calculus are needed, and even linear algebra, because I do know that those are prerequisites for a reason in the classes. But one thing I do want to mention is if you don't have Calculus 1 and Calculus 2 listed on your transcripts, that's perfectly fine. We usually see Advanced Mathematics 1, Advanced Mathematics 2, Engineering Mathematics 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever those may be. So we kind of know that calculus is already taught in those, and that should be sufficient if it's in your transcripts. Linear algebra, that's more of a gray area. If we don't see it, we might have you just take an additional credit hour course in the summer just to kind of refresh yourself on those skills. But calculus 1 and 2 are kind of the more critical ones because there's no really work around that. But we do know there's different courses with different titles to cover that requirement. Having said that, what I also want to emphasize is we actually don't accept online courses. So if you don't have the Calc 1, Calc 2 requirement and you're trying to fulfill that, we actually can't accept online like Coursera classes or anything like that. So keep that in mind. It's great if you want to take it to brush up your skill set, but we can't actually use that as a credit. So having said that, I'm going to let my GAs kind of talk about maybe more specific of why calculus and linear algebra are needed and maybe what specifically is used in the program.
So for calculus, we don't actually use calculus in our courses. I mean, like doing some integration or differentiation thing, that we do not do that. But basically, so I have no idea why the committee is also asking for calculus. But for linear algebra, I can tell you, yes, we definitely use some kind of linear algebra things in our optimization courses that will teach you and enables you to understand what is going on in the courses, like the matrices things, the matrices theory, like the multiplication. Sorry about that. Multiplication things and inverse and inverses, multiplication, and rows, columns, orders, the most basic theories, principles in the linear algebra that will enables you to catch up with these courses.
Are matrices not a calculus thing? Am I wrong in that?
It's not.
Oh, okay. I took calculus. You got to remember, I took calculus like 20 years ago, so I'm just like, I don't even remember. I just hear the term matrices and I freak out because I'm like, traumatized by that. But what about you, Yuja? Any thoughts about calculus?
Pretty much the same as Randall's link, but yeah, calculus, I don't remember that I used that for our classes, but for linear algebra, for sure, we do that in the optimization class. But it's not like hard concepts. It's just like a simple basic rules about the linear algebra, so you don't need to worry about that though.
Yeah, the calculus, I don't take the classes, and I haven't taken calculus in so long. So I'm not the best person to talk about calculus at all. But I would say the theory behind the reason for having calculus is simply to understand your quantitative skill sets. Is that if you can pass calculus with like a decent grade, then you're capable of handling the vigor of a program like this. So if you it's also kind of equatable to like a good quant score on your GMAT or GRE test, things like that. They're just kind of our different factors that we look at that kind of determine whether or not you would be successful in the program. So it's kind of a stepping stone of saying, okay, you've had this kind of skill set before. You're going to have similar problem solving skill sets coming your way. Did they handle them before? Can they handle them again? And generally speaking, that's kind of the reason why we look for calculus in addition to if there is any content needed. But Joyo, I hope that helps your question. I know it's a little bit of a different, and if you could do me a favor.
I think it was really insightful. I think it was really insightful to understand. And I think I have those relevant skills which I have done in engineering. I think that should help me sail through the course. I think that's
perfect.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, engineers really do benefit really well in this program because they've already kind of been trained long-term for this type of skill set. So this is good. I do have one question for you too. Just because all I see is Joyo on your screen, if there's any way you could type in chat or change your name so I can just document that you were attended this session, just helps me, but no big deal. Just wanted to know if you could. So this is good, guys. If you could keep asking any questions that you want. Again, we can talk about Cleveland, weather. This is all for you guys. So I'm booked here in my office. I've got a sign on my door saying do not disturb. So you got me for another half hour. Or we could be done. That's cool too. I don't mind. I think Rando, you might want to go back to sleep, right?
I'm fine.
You're such a trooper. I love it.
Yeah.
No other questions, guys? Okay. Oh, all right, Lily, I just unmuted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, one question. I want to know more about Cleveland because the information we get here is very limited. So I want to hear more about the Cleveland, the city. How do you feel to live there? And do you think that the city will have more opportunity in the future? How development in there? Tell me more information just about the city.
Yeah, I trust me, I could talk a million miles a minute about Cleveland. I love my city. I do want to ask though, you said your information is pretty limited. What kind of forms do you get your information from? Where do you hear about Cleveland?
I mainly search in the internet, but because Cleveland is not like New York, not many people go there, so there maybe there will have less feedback. So I really don't know much about this city compared to some main other city in United States.
Okay, well let's change that. You guys, go ahead. You guys all came from different places and came to Cleveland. Talk about Cleveland. I'm listening.
No, so basically, honestly, I spend most of my time at my home and across and around school and gym and some places. So I didn't play around Cleveland as much, but I can tell you that I enjoy the Cleveland Orchestra at our school very much. Yeah. So we basically have a top class worldwide orchestra located at the center of my school. So
it's across the street from us, actually.
Yeah, that's right. And since we are the students of CASE, so we have the benefits. I call it a charity program to let you to spend $30 for a year to enjoy every single concert in that orchestra. So that's really, really fantastic.
$30.
Yeah,
you get to pay. You as a student get to only pay $30. Do you know how much I have to pay as an adult?
I know. So I would call it a charity program. So that's like.
I need the charity program.
The whole year. Yeah, you can get whatever.
That's awesome.
Any concert except for the Christmas week. That's the only exception.
Yeah, that's fair.
We have like several Asian markets around the city if you would like to cook for yourself. And I believe they're good. They can help you find anything you want, like in China, that you would use like some seasoning things, like some vegetables and any raw material, any like snacks that you would like to find. So that's my point of view.
So for me, I lived around the school, so I only need to walk like 5 minutes to the school. So I would like to say there are like around the school, we have everything. You have the supermarket, you have the restaurants, many restaurants that you can choose. And also the housing here is like more safe, like safe around here. So you don't need to worry about your the safe thing. So for me, I think it's pretty much everything here. So about the supermarket, like Chinese supermarket, if you have a car, you can go everywhere. So, and just
you guys have a car?
I don't have a car. I share.
I don't think either of you guys have a car.
I share with my friends. So
we have several cars in our programs, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they'll find someone if they need it.
Right.
Yeah, and to add to that too, we have the Cleveland Orchestra across the street. We have the Cleveland Art Museum. We actually have 3 or 4 different art museums a block away from us. The Cleveland Art Museum is the #2 best art museum in the entire country. We have all 3 sports teams, so everyone knows LeBron James. We have him with the Cavs. So you said people aren't coming to Cleveland. Well, they did when we were winning the championship. And it was amazing to have so many people downtown celebrating. We have parks, we have a lake, we have hiking, we have outdoor things. Every Wednesday, every Wednesday in the summer, we have something called the Wade Oval Series, where there's outdoor musicians and food carts and just people dancing, have a good time. So that's in the summer. There's so much food. Food is everywhere. I love it. You can walk everywhere. You can take public transportation. There are shuttles. There are buses. There are trains, taxis. Downtown Cleveland is, like a 5-minute drive. It's really quick to get downtown. I could go on and on. I mean, we have casinos. We have amusement parks. We have all these different outdoor venues, things like that. If you like flea markets or shopping or anything, we have everything. And I cannot be more proud of this city for how much it's grown in the past 10, 20 years since when I was a little girl growing up here. I always tell people, I've said this 500 times, but if you're ever bored in Cleveland, you're doing something wrong. There's always something that you could be doing here. So whatever your tastes are, whatever you want to do, you can do it here. And the cool thing about Cleveland is, again, affordability. So you're not spending your money on an apartment that's the size of this. And then it's also dense enough where you get the opportunities by networking and meeting more people, but you're not bumping elbows with everyone down the street fighting for the same apartment, fighting for the same job. So this is like the perfect middle of everything. It's big enough to give you what you need, but small enough where you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah. Thank you for all the information.
Yeah, I promise I'll do what I can to keep working on getting you guys information about Cleveland. Anything you guys want to know, I will tell you. I love to brag about my town. The only time I ever moved away from Cleveland was when I went to school and I came back. And I bought my house. I'm happy here. I know this is where I will probably end up dying, and I'm okay with that because I just love my town.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Excellent
Oh, that's
question.
all my questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's all my questions.
Oh, that's all your questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anything else from anybody? Is anyone scared of the weather? I get people kind of scared of the weather sometimes.
A little bit.
For me.
You guys are scared of the weather?
Yeah.
Because we come from like a warmer
Oh, you
place.
come from South China?
Yeah, I do.
It's not that bad though. For what it's worth.
Right. It's not that bad.
Yeah. You know, there was like, what, a week or two ago, there was a day where it was like 50 or 60 degrees, which still sounds cold, but from the snow, people were walking outside without coats. They had shorts on, sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll always find some weird 50 or 60 degree temperature day in the middle of winter. You'll find a couple of those. So it'll come peaks and valleys with the snow and the cold and the heat. So it'll come and go, but you'll transition little by little into the cold. So it's not terrible. You're getting used to it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Any other questions, guys? If not, I have no problem saying goodbye to the meeting. No big deal. And besides, there's 2 more webinars tomorrow and the next day. So if on tomorrow it is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Wednesday another one at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to sign up for those. Even though anybody from any program is welcome to come, I will have students from my ORSC program and the finance program for the other 2 days. So if you guys have any other questions, you're more than welcome to join those as well. But unless anyone else has anything today, we can probably all have a good night. All right. So I'm getting smiles like I think we're good.
Okay.
So, all right, Yuja and Rando, thank you guys so much for joining. Our meeting's tomorrow, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. And
Bye.
to everyone else, if there's anything else that you guys need, don't hesitate to contact me. Reach out to these 2 if you need it, or ask me. I'll get you in touch with them. But definitely look forward to reviewing your applications in the next few weeks, and we'll be in touch with you guys soon. So have a great night, have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Have a great
Goodbye.
night. Have a good day. Bye.